Well, we're doing Ukraine live coverage tonight on Embers of Liberty. Where?
Welcome to Embers of Liberty.
Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America.
In the
These acts
councils
shatter
of government,
steel,
we must guard
but they
against
cannot dent
the
the steel.
acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Inherently and historically oppose the secret society.
We, as Americans, have the capacity now, as we've had in
We
the
decided
past,
long ago
to do whatever
dangers
needs
of
to be done
excessive and unwarranted
to
concealment
preserve this last
Certain
and
facts
greatest bastion of freedom.
far outweigh the dangers
In this
which are
present
cited to
crisis,
justify it.
government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome back to Embers of Liberty, where tonight we are kind of in awe that Russia actually is fighting in Ukraine.
I'm not in awe.
I mean, I'm
not in awe.
not necessarily in awe as much as I'm kind of like,
Not surprised at all.
this is it. This is happening.
I'm over here like da 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 da. Let's go.
I mean, I'm just waiting on Drowning Pool to turn on. Or the air raid sirens
Like,
in America to
get
start
one of
going
those
off.
TikTok videos like me and the boys heading to Ukraine and it's like, let the bodies hit the floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I would ask how the weeks have been, but honestly, I think we all know how the weeks have been.
I'm pretty sure we've all sat in front of the TV the
We've
entire week.
all been paying super close attention to what's going on in Ukraine. It's not good. It's really showing how weak the West is. The fact that Ukraine is having to deal with this mainly alone is really disheartening, and I really don't like it.
Which is probably kind of weird, though, considering we're libertarians and we're very isolationist. The videos I've seen, though, really piss me off.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a time when your ideals don't really matter so much as
Just helping people.
helping others, right? And that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. It's really, really heartbreaking to listen to a child cry as the house beside them gets blown up by
By a freaking
a
missile.
Russian MiG jet. You know,
Like,
it's.
Why are you targeting civilians with a damn missile
But
from
that's
a
the
jet?
thing. Russia claimed that they're not targeting civilians.
But yeah,
But-
what just happened? What was it today? Today, a cancer center.
Yeah, I
Got
mean
hit.
they're indiscriminately waging war, and it's
Piss on Russia.
it's really it's bad. Like this is, I don't know where to go from here.
You know what I say we do? I wish the UN would just be like, you know what? Let's just nuke the shit.
Yeah, but that's the
Out of
problem,
Moscow.
and everybody knows that Russia has that card in their hands,
Yeah.
and
That's why they're
Putin-
playing the kind of like, hey, like, hold on, let's think about this.
But Putin is just crazy enough that he would actually do it.
We threatened to do it
He-
already.
He basically threatened it.
Yeah.
You know, he said, "You guys will, if you interfere, you will see consequences like you have never seen."
Yep. Yep. Oh, and I have a feeling before it's all done, there's going to be one set off. I think.
And it's completely possible. I'm not
Because-
disputing that at all.
Because so as the week has went on, we have been kind of like, you know what? Ukraine's actually seems to be holding their own.
They are. Russia's so grossly unprepared for the insurgents that they're facing from the Ukrainian people that it's hilarious.
Yep. And the thing is okay, so what happens when Russia figures out like, hey, we can't take Ukraine?
Yeah.
You know, with Russia's like, all right, we're done, we're pulling back. Putin will still have to stand accountable for the war crimes he committed.
Yeah, and that's exactly what these are. They are war crimes.
Who's going to go get him? See what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
This isn't over.
Nobody. But that's the thing. Nobody has the balls to go in there and say, hey, nuh-uh.
That's why
See,
I see it's only going one. This is only going to go one of two ways. Putin is going to do the Ukraine thing, and if he managed to take over Ukraine, I could see there being a Western resistance. Maybe.
I don't think so. I think the West has mainly said, you guys are on your own. We're going to sanction the shit out of them, but other than that, you guys, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's really encouraging to see the leader of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, out in the streets in a flag.
Yep.
Like,
And a helmet.
that dude is not going to just flee the country like a lot of people would. You know, like the president of Afghanistan, he was like, nope, I'm out. And he left.
Unfortunately, I believe this is finally that switch. Remember how we've always talked about on the show, we're waiting for that. Like, quit sitting on the edge of the cliff. Quit doing this on the edge of the cliff. Let's just either let's go back to the house or let's go off the cliff.
To come by and smack it.
I honestly think this was the switch. We're going off the cliff now. I don't think we can go back now.
It's possible. So we've actually got the live streams from Kiev pulled up.
Not too much going on now.
It seems like there's not anything going on.
But the sun ain't up yet.
Well, it's not just Kiev. It's all over. Ukraine.
Oh, that is all over. Yeah, there's.
All different
However,
places
you
in
look at
Ukraine.
the Kiev feed, and it's pretty dark.
Yeah,
and it was
because
lit up
most
before.
of the place has been destroyed by Russia.
Dicks.
You know, so Cody,
Yep.
you've actually kept up this week. Kind of proud of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard
that
not
one.
to keep up this week.
Try to stay in as much as I could. I actually have something on what you said about like us not being involved. I mean, and I may have took it completely out of interpretation from what was said, but from what I got from it on Biden's press release that he did, the UN had their big meeting and everything, and it was live streaming, and then Biden came on and addressed the nation. On live stream, it was all over the place. You can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
He essentially said, "Hey, we're putting another 7 or 8 or 9,000 troops in
NATO countries.
and he went on to go like more in depth about what they're doing there. Hey, we're not going into Ukraine. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. But if you decide, I don't want to mess with Ukraine anymore, I'm gonna fuck with Europe.
Well,
We're gonna consider that an act of war."
So, via NATO, Article 5 in NATO, an attack on one is an attack on all. That's what roped all of the allies into the war in Afghanistan.
Right.
Was the fact that we were attacked from a group in Afghanistan. We're a NATO country. NATO allies are obligated to assist. Now, the problem with NATO that I have is that when you look at NATO forces,
I didn't break it.
Oh, I thought you may have dropped one of your, Percocets.
Joe, I don't do those things.
I know. That's why I was just joking. What is that?
A plug fell out of the chair. It's fine.
Is it out of the chair, out of your butt?
Joe.
We got to have some funny, man.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have some fun tonight, but obviously, this is
serious.
a serious
Yeah,
situation
it's
that's
serious.
unfolding right now, and it's done nothing but get worse. But back to what I was saying, the problem with NATO is that the other allied countries have not contributed a whole lot. America basically funds NATO in its entirety,
Yeah.
which is a huge problem. There's that complaint where the American defense budget is so huge. It's bigger than the next 26 nations
Next
combined?
27 countries combined.
And like 23 of those are allies.
Yep.
So where's all of our defense money going? It's going to NATO. It's going to all these alliances where the other countries don't hold their end of the bargain up. And that was something that Trump was trying to fix when he was president. And, again, you go back to Trump, too. Like, Trump said that what Putin was doing was brilliant. Like, it was a great move. And CNN immediately said Trump takes Russia's side. Okay, but that's not what happened. You're taking things out of context again for a former sitting United States president who's not even said that he's on Russia's side. He was literally just talking strategically. What Putin did was brilliant. Because he amassed all these forces. And it was like, no. We are not going to Ukraine. We are not going to invade Ukraine.
We just playing in the sandbox.
And then what did he do? It was like,
We invade Ukraine.
yep, that's mine.
Well, no, at first he was like, hey, no, this is technically,
No, that's
contested territory. We're going to do a military operation.
Like, he was like, hey, all of that stuff over there, Russia created that. That's mine. And I want it back. He basically played take-backsies with Ukraine. And, I mean, the thing is that they're a sovereign nation now. You can't just say, no, all of that's Russia's.
Right. They have a leader. They have a president.
The USSR was dismantled for a reason. All of these countries that came out, like Latvia, Estonia, all of those countries whose names are hard to pronounce.
Because we're not Russian.
They all
Just call them the calculator countries.
They all came out of the dissolution of the USSR. And then they were trying to take Chernobyl too. Russia was.
Which is weird.
It's not, though, because you drop a big bomb in Chernobyl and then you've got nuclear dust that goes everywhere.
Well, here's the thing. Supposedly, a missile did hit something there, and they said that radioactive levels have increased there because they hit something.
Yeah, because they broke the containment.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Just stupid.
You're playing with fire.
Like, to me, it's just stupid. Like, why would you do that?
When it comes to Chernobyl, you're literally playing with fire, and you need to stop.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like at first I was like, shit, Russia has pulled the trigger. We're all doomed. And now I'm kind of like, you know what? Russia looks very unorganized and kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So some people might actually get mad at me about this, but honestly, and I almost don't want to say this, Russia looks like Russia to Ukraine.
Looks like us in Afghanistan.
I was gonna say us in Vietnam. Honestly,
well, I wasn't
like.
That's actually a really good comparison. I haven't heard that, but that is a good comparison. We completely
underestimated Vietnam, and we were the force to be reckoned with at the time.
I mean,
and it didn't work.
But we were. That's the thing. We were and are the force to be reckoned with. We are still the sleeping giant, even if we have a useless administration.
Okay, so however, we say this, but however, you look at a lot of the videos, so he's amassed 100,000 troops on the border, but yet the videos you see of the fighting, there's not that many troops fighting. So I'm wondering...
It was mainly armor and air. That was mainly what was amassed at the border. It wasn't necessarily ground troops.
Was that 100,000 ground troops?
Yeah, 100,000 ground troops in a large country, that's not a whole lot.
Well, Russia's got a shit ton of acreage and a few people.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of it.
It's like Canada, why don't we worry about Canada? They've been amassing people at the border since they were a country. Yeah, because half the country is uninhabitable. It's so freaking cold.
It's like that's because that's just where they live. They live at the border.
Like 90% of Canadians live close to the American border.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Because it's livable.
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't freaking cold.
I mean, it's cold. Make no mistake. It's
not as cold.
But it's not as cold, So
you don't have to worry about the mooses as much.
It's like, we can't even say that we're talking freedom things tonight, really, because...
We're talking Russia shit.
We're talking about the utter failure of the West to do anything that even resembles helping Ukraine. Ukraine has been out there pleading for help, and we've just been like, nah, we'll throw some sanctions at them.
Yeah.
Which ain't gonna do
We'll give you a little bit of relief money.
And not only that, but our administration has basically said, you guys should be prepared to pay, $4 a gallon for gas. I'm sorry, what? So,
yeah.
Two of Biden's very first actions were to, one, shut down the Keystone XL pipeline, which would have produced 300,000 barrels of oil a day.
We probably would not be looking at $3 gas.
No,
right
we'd
now.
be looking at like $1.98 like it was under Trump. And then it greenlit the Nord Stream 2, which is the Russian pipeline for natural gas going into Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But, Trump was the Russian puppet. Trump was the problem, and he was a Russian puppet. But the Biden administration literally had Hunter Biden flying around collecting bags of cash from Russia and Ukraine.
Do you see that flight map where I don't know how legit it is, but you could see like the no-fly zone over Ukraine.
Yeah.
You could see all the other planes flying around, but there was this random plane that was like way arced out coming from Russia,
Yeah.
coming towards the U.S. And everybody's like, is that Hunter?
I didn't see that. Now, there was an Indian airline that went through the no-fly zone while all of this was going on.
Dude, the Indians. Okay, so the Indians have been cracking me up during this whole thing. Like the Indians have even been covering this stuff, like on their like online news stuff, and they're just like, I think they're just sitting back like, ha ha ha, all you white people, ha.
But like, the thing is that one of those airlines flew through there like, Leroy Jenkins.
Them Indians are not about to pay more to fly around.
No.
They're no.
No, they're not. But
Speaking of, okay, so we got guests in the studio tonight. The studio.
yeah, we have a.
I'm laughing at Beckham. He's over there like we were doing those yells, and Beckham was like, ah. Freedom Baby is in the house.
So there are people actually in the background tonight, which is weird. We're not used to that.
But I like it.
You know, it's just one of those. All of this is crazy. And what is that one up in the top middle?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a car.
Just kidding.
Never mind. You know, it's really weird because like I've been seeing videos where there are explosions going on in the middle of the night and stuff, but like this, it's just
Yeah, every time I click on the live feed, I don't see anything.
yeah.
Did y'all get to see the little video clip and soundbite of the Russian cruise missile coming in and striking?
Which
No.
one?
Lonnie, who is actually the only person active in our chat right now,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hey, Lonnie. We've been so.
he sent it to me in Discord last night.
Get on the Discord right
Let me get it pulled over.
That's not what I wanted to do. I don't know. All of this stuff is just
I think he sent it in Discord. He may have sent it.
going crazy right
He
now.
may have sent it in Messenger.
We miss you, Lonnie. We need you. We need you back. The relationship was good. I really, we need you back, Lonnie.
How do I have so many windows open? Oh yeah, it's because I've been.
If you weren't so picky with
I'm
your
gonna
porn
drop it
options.
in.
No. I've been watching.
I'm gonna drop it in link,
So
and we'll.
I'm a complete
Get it
nerd.
at some
I've been
point.
watching Naruto Shippuden because I'm an anime nerd and I can't help it.
But if you're you're Naruto,
Yeah, it's actually like low-key pretty good if you skip the filler. The filler episodes are garbage, but like the normal episodes, pretty good.
Yeah, so
So
I can pull it up here in a minute, but I just sent it in the Discord so we can pull it and see it. It is a gnarly sound and look. Like,
yeah, I mean, go ahead and pull it up, Cody.
yeah, all right.
It's just, it's fine. We might as well. You know, but the thing is like all of this stuff with these Russian troops, the ones that have been captured, have all said, we don't want to be here. We don't want to be fighting this war.
I believe there was a unconfirmed situation where some of them like literally rolled in the country and was like, "Hey, no, we surrender. We didn't realize we were going to be being sent to kill Ukrainians." And that's. Let's see. Link repository.
So, it's all of this is just getting absolutely insane. And quite frankly, I do not like it. But what can you do? Like it's one of those things where, as a libertarian, I think we should be hands off. But seeing and hearing that child cry as
Pissed me off.
as that missile hit the house was one of those. I don't. I can't. Like, that bothers me as a father. Like, if that were my child, I would be beyond ready to fight. Hey.
I can't do anything about the sound right now, Paul.
Okay.
It's okay. It's AR 500. Maybe if they're like, oh hey, they put our sound on there that we can get some free AR 500.
Can you full screen that? Okay. So we'll screen share this. It's up, Cody.
All right.
Play that beam
So-
footage.
This is, like I said, it's gnarly.
Yeah, you know why it sounds like that? Because that's a hypersonic missile that they bought from China. Because China's the only country that has hypersonic technology right now.
Yeah.
Which is bad for America, right?
Did you already pull us back down?
Okay.
That
sounded to me like a hypersonic missile. It really did. Cameraman says, told you this was coming, though. And, yeah, I mean, we all knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when.
Oh yeah. I knew this was coming since junior high, man.
Well, I mean, anybody who's paid attention at all knew this was coming.
I knew.
Would you take that off your head?
I knew.
Trust
I
the
knew it was
plan.
coming.
Trust the plan.
By
the way, QAnon, those guys.
Somebody shoot them in the
idiots.
head. Somebody needs to find those guys and shoot them in the head.
Oh my god!
Because
dude.
Russia's the good guys. Russia's the good guy, man. They're bringing down the what is it, shit, what do they call it, the cabal, man. It's all part of the plan. Shut the hell up and go eat a bag of dicks. Like, nobody gives a single shit about your stupid bullshit.
Giant bag of dicks.
And I don't normally try to throw out the profanity in that frequency there.
Yeah.
But that's how much these people piss me off. If you're in watching our show right now and you're like, bro, no, like QAnon's right, like, shut our show off right now. I don't want you watching us. Like,
Yeah,
go away.
I would
Piss
rather
off.
you not watch.
Piss off.
If you
We don't want to be
subscribe-
associated with you.
If you subscribe to anything QAnon, like, this is not for you, because no.
Cameraman makes a solid
Oh,
point,
and
too, in
somebody
chats.
left. Thank you. It went from 7 to 6.
It's back to 7. It's just people that come in and out.
Yeah.
It might be like Nick or Kyler. Who knows?
But, like, no, QAnon, y'all can just eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. So, like, cameraman says, the fuck is this? No dings? Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe if you would turn the bell icon on.
I mean, in fairness, when
get
I
the
pulled
dings.
up Embers of Liberty to share it, it didn't even pull us anywhere near.
We might be
I had
getting
to
outgoed.
click on Embers of Liberty and go down to
Oh, wow.
it.
We might be getting... Oh, see, it showed up on mine.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
We might be getting outgoed. Who knows?
Yeah, Lonnie, we're testing hypersonics, but we don't have the capability yet. Like, it's just not something that we have.
So, yeah, that is a new thing. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, China tested that hypersonic missile, and everybody freaked out about it. And yeah, we've been working on hypersonic technologies, but the problem is that if we were to be struck by a hypersonic missile, like, there's nothing we can do. And that's what we've got to understand as the West. That's why we're in this predicament.
Okay, so, weird thing. I was watching, that Fox... That one we've been watching that's been doing a real good job of covering all this, and right at the bottom of it, it said, or no, it was an RT, so Russia Today. It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was their live feed. You know where everything scrolls across the bottom?
Right.
I just so happened to look down at the right time, and I tried watching to see if it would come back, but it didn't. all of a sudden I see something about could hit the U.S. mainland in 4 minutes. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what could? And
A
I
hypersonic
even,
missile
but
from Russia could hit the United States mainland in 4 minutes.
yeah, like that you don't even have time to freaking put your head between your butt.
No.
I mean, like you have no time.
All of this is it's just it's out of hand, right? So
I mean, it's shaping a new
A
new
new
warfare.
world order.
it's shaping a new warfare is what it's doing. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like I said, I mean, we can't defend against it. We have nothing.
we literally
By
don't.
the time
have
we
nothing.
realize this is coming, it's here.
Right.
So the thing is like up until today, nobody even took aim at SWIFT, which is a global financial system that all the countries have access to.
Right.
We weren't talking about sanctioning them from being able to use SWIFT. But here's the deal with sanctions that really it boggles me as to why people think that sanctions are going to fix anything or solve any of this issue. Sanctions literally are not going to impact Russia because Russia's just going to stop buying stuff from Western countries and just get it from China. Mm-hmm. China's not sanctioning Russia. They don't care.
No matter of fact, China is taking advantage of the situation.
China's looking at this and saying, okay, what's the West going to do? Because if they do nothing at all,
We're taking Taiwan.
we're getting Taiwan. Like, that's ours. And, they
Oh no,
came out-
cameraman. So cameraman says once we adapt and think we have a way to deal with both, North Korea then joins in as the wild card to keep things up in there. I actually kind of agree with you on that.
Well, so North Korea, China,
China.
Iran, and Russia. Those are our four
Independently, we could take care of them,
geopolitical adversaries. Independently, yes. It's not even a fight.
but all together,
I mean, when you look at Russia's economy, Russia has an economy approximately the size of Florida.
but all together,
But when you look at China and Russia by themselves would be a worthy adversary.
I think
for us.
That is
China
a
by
force to be
themselves.
reckoned with.
I think China by
No question
themselves
about
could
it.
cripple us
I
just
don't-
economically.
I don't.
Economically,
I don't think that could happen. I think that before any of that could happen, we would infiltrate China and rid them of the non-people communists.
all I'm saying is Russia has some land that I would like. Like they may not have oil.
They do.
They
though.
do have oil,
That's
actually.
the thing.
They
Like,
contribute to 12%, 12 or 13%.
Yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right.
Our oil.
yeah.
So why can't we go give them some freedom? Cause wait, well, you know why? Because they have nukes. They're the only country we haven't given freedom to that, or that we are.
Well, and that's the other thing.
In disagreement with
this whole Russia and Ukraine thing. In 1994, Ukraine got rid of all their nukes under the assumption that Russia would not invade them. That was part of the deal. Like,
Right.
you're not going to try to take us back under your wing. So they got rid of all their nukes. They disarmed. And that's what Putin wants now. They want a complete demilitarization of Ukraine. They want a demilitarization and denazification, according to Putin, which is odd because Volodymyr Zelensky is Jewish. I don't. So you're saying that the country is ran by Nazis, but the elected president is a Jew? It's kind of weird, bro. Like, that's a weird flex, but okay. So it's one of those things where China and Russia, if they were to ally, that's a big problem. China or Russia alone, nah, there's going to be a world-sized boot shoved straight up their asses.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like, Russia is much further into Ukraine than they should be based on what they claimed they wanted. I've also seen some weird things about U.S. biolabs that are in Ukraine that the U.S. has historically not let anybody into. And part of Putin's problem was that he thought that the Americans were making bioweapons on his border. That's not the case. America doesn't do that. Like, we don't make bioweapons for warfare purposes. We may research bioweapons for defense purposes, so that if you've got this, we know a way to counter it, right? But as American, as an American country, like we're not going to violate the Geneva Convention in that way,
Right. In that way.
I mean, but we're not. That's the thing. Like, we're not going to use bioweapons on our opponents.
No.
That's not, no. That's not a thing that we're going to do. So, Wani says, the one advantage America has is we are battle tested after spending 20 plus years fighting in the Middle East. Granted, it's a different type of warfare. Yeah, it's a completely different type of warfare. We are not equipped for this kind of war right now.
We will be fighting soldiers directly. Wouldn't be so much guerrilla warfare.
These are not goat herders.
Right.
These are not 8th century goat herders.
These are actually trained soldiers.
These are actual trained military operators.
Which, on a good day, we actually probably trained some of them. Mm-hmm. Because, before all of this, we would actually go train with Russian soldiers.
I don't know how much they would have learned from us. But GCON. What is GCON? Oh, Geneva Convention. Never mind. Yeah. Yes, the Geneva Convention was part of the aftermath of World War II, and Russia did sign on to that. Russia was technically an ally at the end of World War II. Initially, they were an ally to the Nazis. They swapped sides,
and they are saying this is the probably darkest time since World War II. And
it most definitely is the largest conflict in Europe.
I stand with it. It 100% is.
So,
I mean, the war in the Middle East sucked, and it went on for way longer than it should have.
But if politics would have been taken out of it,
it wasn't any. If with or without politics, it doesn't matter. The war in the Middle East was nothing from what this has a potential to be, or is already.
Like this has a potential to bring it all down.
Yeah, I mean, this could literally bring the entire global system down.
This could finally be that button that you see in the movies. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've got. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I have like two views on this. I think Russia has no place in Ukraine. I think life should have continued on, blah blah blah, whatever as it was. Other side of me says, man, honestly, maybe this is what the entire world needed.
I think
I'm actually kind of with you on that.
We all came together in World War II.
Right.
Well, not only that, but like even America, this is like a September 11th moment in America, right?
Absolutely.
Like it brought the entire country together. It brought a lot of the world together, in fact, because everybody saw what happened to America and we're like, oh no,
Yeah.
But it was mainly NATO nations.
True.
Right now, Ukraine is not a NATO nation. Ukraine most likely will never be a NATO nation. They've never really expressed a huge interest in being a NATO nation other than in the early 90s. And they didn't get into NATO then, and part of Putin's alleged concerns were that they were going to join NATO. Well, they're not. Like, that's not even a thing that was on the table at the moment. So he literally just went in there completely unprovoked with no real reason. But when COVID started, Putin got really, really paranoid. Like, there's a lot of sources that were close to him that said when COVID started, a switch kind of got flipped in Putin, and he became super, super aggressive and ambitious towards achieving the goal of reuniting the Soviet Union, right? So this could all be a play on that, and Ukraine is one of the only non-NATO nations that is from the dissolved Soviet Union. So when you look at it, it makes sense that we've sent troops into NATO nations, because I don't think he's going to... We, as a group, NATO, don't think that he's going to stop. And even as a libertarian, I think it's good to have allies where you say, if you get attacked, we're here. But at the same time, like, I don't want to see Americans die over a conflict somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true.
But
just like in World War II never really came here except for Hawaii and part of Alaska. But the idea was if we don't go take care of it, it's eventually going to come here.
Right.
Right, and that's where they're at now. Like, we don't want a war on our home front. Part of that is we simply don't want to bring war here. Part of that is, honestly, I feel like the top tier of the country doesn't think that we'll come out of it as a complete nation as we are.
Oh no! I think if it comes here, no, we won't. That'll be it. That will be it for America as we know it.
That's why we go play Big Brother. That's why we go play Guardian.
So,
it's our biggest strength and our worst weakness.
Cameraman says this isn't anything, which I agree. We're just at the beginning. Like he says, I've said before about all this. We're gonna let them do it. Let's see. This is only just begun. Only after that stuff will we then start to do something, not before. And I kind of agree with you. Like we're still just walking through the door. We haven't gotten the ring yet. No. It's going to get, just like I was telling Beth the other day, I was like, it's going to get way worse before it gets better.
I say this again, and I don't really wish it. I don't hope it. But I think the best thing for our country as a whole would be for the war front to hit American soil. I don't want it to happen.
No, none of us want it to happen.
But it may be the wake-up call the country needs.
Well, it's kind of like World War II when Japan bombed
Hawaii,
Pearl Harbor. Like,
yeah, I mean that was like, hey, we gotta fix this shit so it doesn't come any further.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen anymore.
Japan basically looked at Russia and was like, hey, I'll be back later. I'm going to do some stuff. And Russia's like, or Germany's like, what are you doing? And Japan was like, don't worry about it. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize everything. And then they were like, it was like the person who sees a mountain lion and goes, here, kitty, 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 kitty. And then gets eaten. Because that's what happened. Japan poked us and we unleashed the power of two suns on them.
Right.
Now,
here comes the sun, little darling.
My personal view is that the only way to really solve this is to take a Moscow and make it glass.
The only downside to that is there's a lot of Russian people that are very much against all this.
Well, so not so much take a Moscow necessarily, but take wherever a Vladimir Putin is, make it glass.
Make it Chernobyl.
That's the only downside, though. See, because if China,
the Russian people do not want this.
No, they don't. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I feel like right now, if a nuke is launched, that is it.
Oh, that's definitely it. That's 1,000%.
Well, you said let's make it glass. I mean, that's what you got to do.
But that's game over for everybody.
Yeah.
At least in the United States, Russia, and China.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what I'm saying. Like, even Beth even asked a good question the other day. She was like, where do we go from here? Where do we go?
With the weakness that the West has shown, there's nowhere we can go.
That's what I'm saying.
Off the cliff. That's all we got.
Because Russia has made it clear that if we intervene, they're going to use nuclear weapons. I'm 90% certain that Vladimir Putin is crazy enough that
he'll do it.
Will launch a nuclear strike on somebody.
Yeah.
And it will most likely be the United States.
I think it'll be Europe first. I think Europe.
No, I don't think
so.
I think that he attacks the United States first, just to assert the dominance,
to make the sleeping giant bleed a little bit.
Yeah. The problem with that is if he launches a nuclear strike on us, we do take a Moscow and make it glass.
I think we'll take more than a Moscow. I think we'll take half of Russia and make it glass.
That's pretty much Moscow. The population, the world side of it.
It's just one of those things. Like, there's nowhere really to go from here other than full-scale nuclear warfare in World War III.
Well, I'm just calling this the beginning of World War III already.
I mean,
that's what it is.
It's either Russia's going to take Ukraine and it's going to be over, and the West is not going to do anything.
Which will still escalate into World War III because China's going to see it and they're going to be like, all right, we're taking Taiwan now.
Right. And I honestly, I think if the West doesn't intervene in Ukraine soon, you see China take Taiwan within the calendar year.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're giving it a long timeline. I'm thinking within the next few months.
I said within the calendar year. So anytime between, it could literally happen at any moment. They're already being aggressive towards Taiwan.
Yeah. Well, they said that Taiwan had to chase out a jet in their airspace or something like that not too long ago.
9 jets.
9 jets.
Yes, and there was a carrier group headed towards Taiwan from China.
Yeah, they're poking.
I mean, they're literally seeing how far they can push the West.
Yep.
The whole eastern half of the world is just like.
That's what I'm
What are
saying,
you gonna
guys.
do?
Like, I feel like now we can't go back on the cliff no more. We're going off the cliff.
This is it. It's either
You know when you see those cars and they're teetering on the cliff, like we're kind of you can't put you see the cartoon they're having when the Grinch he's having a hard time pulling it back up and it's like you finally reach that point where you can't pull it back up anymore. We're at that point.
Yeah,
you can't
and
pull it back up.
I
We're just
agree.
we're going off the cliff. It's just how are we going off the cliff?
I don't think any of this is coincidence.
No, I mean, like I said, I think it was coming. I think people knew it was coming. Oh, Probst come in.
Yeah, he did. So 29 minutes ago, ballistic missiles struck the city of Valsikiv, south of Kiev, and an oil plant is on fire.
Well, that's
The mayor said as a Russian attack on the country continued for the 4th day. You can all see what is happening right now. You see the fire. Mayor Natalia Bolosnovich.
Well, right
said
now
in
it's
a
still
video
dark
message.
there. It's still dark.
Yeah, but if it's a fire on an oil plant, it'll be visible.
If there's a camera facing it. That's one good thing about the 21st century is we can actually see all this stuff going down. That's one good thing about the Big Brother stuff is we can actually see all this stuff going down and be a witness to it.
Oh my God! Ukraine Roads Company removing road signs to confuse Russians.
Okay, so let's get into that. Let's be honest, man. The Ukrainians,
The Ukrainians are legit warriors.
hats off.
Like,
Hats off to the Ukrainians.
these people have made it so hard for Russia to actually invade and take over. Like, bro.
So we got a statement from one of our studio audience members.
Did y'all see that video of he was going down the road and there was some Russian soldiers pulled over on the side of the road and he offered to help them
Oh no. So what it was is
to tow him back to Russia.
the Russian troops were on the side of the road. They'd run out of gas.
Yeah,
and
because
food.
they're running out of gas. Their supplies are dwindling because they did not anticipate this being
They
this
expected it
hard.
to be like a day, and that was
Yeah.
it. But this guy pulled up and he was like, "Hey, y'all okay? You need to tow back to Russia."
I mean, I think we'd be remiss to not talk about the Snake Island soldiers.
We gotta get that video.
Yeah,
I have
Cody,
that.
you gotta.
I have that.
You have that?
I have that.
Yeah,
Give me a
you gotta
second.
get that pulled up. Because this, bro, chef's kiss. I love every bit of what happened.
So Probst says that there is a brewery that has stopped making beer and now they're making napalm. Freaking Ukraine, man.
Living the dream, brother. Hey, Unbroken Spirit got us in Discord.
My dude.
Lane.
Yep, Lonnie. Sorry. I saw a screen name, not actual name.
All right. There's probably going to be an ad. It's another funker, so I can't mute it until it
You're
pulls
good.
up.
You're good. But while we're waiting on all that to happen, so my boss was a major in the Marine Corps,
Okay.
focusing mainly on logistics. Right, that was his thing in the Marine Corps. That's what he does now. But last night yesterday during the day, really, he sent a message to all of us that said, the Russians are 100% unprepared for counterinsurgency / guerrilla attacks. The Ukrainians can make this a fight. Convoys with 0 guns mounted, fuel trucks with 0 security, basic things that should be in place. Set up ambush areas, embed artillery for support by fire positions. Do not go head to head. There is a path here. They can win the long war.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
That's from a Marine.
yeah.
Like, bro.
Because if you notice all the reports of the Ukrainians actually fighting back,
Yeah.
they're winning.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Like
the
you
other
have
thing.
some where it's like, oh, Ukrainians get killed. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen.
That's the other thing, though. Like, the Russians don't want to be there.
No.
This is just a. You don't get to see the missile strike. You just see the fire.
Yeah, I've got it on.
It's lagging it. No, we're good.
I've got it on the share now. So I mean, but that's an oil plant. Like, bro, it's already $3.28 a gallon in Huntsville. It was $3.18 here.
You know, and it's scary, man, because I need gas to be affordable to make my living.
Yeah. So, Cody, have you got the
Yep. Give me just a second.
like? We didn't even have to show prep this week. That's how crazy all of this has been.
Cameraman, I was a major pain in the ass.
Oh, Ukrainians in Odessa seen making thousands of Molotov cocktails.
Oh, I just saw a video on TikTok earlier where a tank had rolled up, and all of a sudden, dude, it just got like swamped with Molotovs.
Yeah.
Dude, the Ukrainians are not shitting around right now.
No, they don't want to be part of Russia.
No.
They don't.
And that's what Russia, I don't think, also took into account was just like back in the Revolutionary War. Yeah, France helped us out. But the small amount of people that were fighting back, we threw down.
Yeah.
You know, because they say that it's, you can't, the people defending their country are going to be a lot more powerful than troops that don't want to be there.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
like look,
for
Afghanistan. Sure. Look at Afghanistan. They say, oh, we won, we got out there. And no, Afghanistan won. Iraq
says
won.
That was 2014, Joe. I don't know what you were talking about. Where he's talking about that.
Oh, maybe been the Molotov on the tank.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That may have been it.
Have you got it?
Yep. Ready to rock and roll.
All right, go ahead.
Ship and 13 Ukrainian soldiers on Snake Island. All 13 soldiers on Snake Island were killed. Let's jump in here. That's unfortunately as loud as I can get it. You might have to just read at the bottom.
Oh, come on. He's going to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah.
Let's watch that one more time, just so you can follow along with the translation. This is as loud as it gets. I can't turn it up anymore.
What the hell?
I am pedal to the metal.
So if you missed it,
that was a come and take it moment.
That
was
exactly.
Come and take it moment.
It was a Russian warship, and they said, "This is a Russian warship. We suggest you lay down your arms and capitulate, surrender, or whatever." And then the Ukrainian soldiers, you can hear him say, "It's basically like
he realizes shit, this is it. I'm about to die."
And then he's like, "Should I tell him to go fuck himself?"
And then the other soldier says,
just in case.
No, the other soldier says, basically, yeah, just in case.
And then they turn the volume up on the radio.
Yep.
That's the best part. They turn the volume up on the radio and say, "Russian military ship, go fuck yourself."
And in the big decibels. That's kind of like, when you're commenting on something and you put all caps.
I mean, that's kind of like
That's what they did. They caps locked the shit out of that.
That's like the moment in 300
They caps locked the shit out of that one.
That's like the moment in 300 where Xerxes tells Leonidas, "I ask only that you kneel." And Leonidas was like, "Oh, you see, well, that's where the problem is.
Yep.
Because all this fighting, I got this little tweak in my leg. So kneeling will be a problem. It's basically a go fuck yourself moment.
I'm serious, man.
I don't.
I'm a fan of Ukraine right now.
Ukraine?
Huge fan.
My hat is off to you.
Like, when this is over, I'm coming there and having beers with people.
Because honestly,
I will go there and help build shit back. Like, I am a fan of Ukraine.
So this is what I don't see playing in Ukraine. Not gonna happen, right? So it's just one of those things where right now, this is Russia.
Smell like failure.
Yep. Russia's failing. And it is satisfying.
My message to Vladimir Putin is simply this.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
We need an emotional damage. That's what we need.
He's been awfully quiet this week. After the invasion started, he's been awfully quiet.
He's been pretty radio silent. You know what the difference between Adolf Hitler and Vladimir Putin is?
What?
Hitler knew when to kill himself.
Oh, that's good.
It's true, though.
It is.
But, the thing that a lot of people don't realize about Vladimir Putin is he eats, sleeps, and breathes military intelligence.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's his thing. He was a KGB operative.
Yeah.
Like, he made his entire living off of that.
That's what's kind of disappointing.
What is that? National Anthem of Ukraine?
Yes.
Play that shit. I don't know.
Doesn't matter, we do.
But I mean, blue is one of the colors of Ukraine, so I do, but
it's kind of green.
It's a weird yellow.
I mean, they do have the nuclear reactor there, so it could be
Chernobyl, yeah.
That could be what the yellow stands for.
I'm just gonna, while this is going, I'm just gonna keep alternating between yellow and blue. Because those are the colors of Ukraine.
However, it does not look yellow.
No, it does not. Yeah, it actually looks more like a natural light.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of weird. Wow, it does. That's really weird.
And so I'm just throwing this out there. Like, the English translation
is balling.
Is on point.
Yes, it is. Like, it talks about like it's like basically like we ain't putting up with your shit and we'll like lay down our lives to defend our country. Basically, is what they're.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. Like I'm down with it. All right.
My hat's off to you, Ukraine.
I'm not mad. Yeah. For sure.
Actually, you know what? I kind of like the yellow. It feels much more natural.
It feels like it doesn't incinerate my eyeballs.
Yeah. It's much easier on the eyes, and it looks more natural. So we're going to go with the yellow now for the lighting. I wonder if it's at max brightness.
Oh, that's nice. That looks good.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. Cameraman says it sounds like the same anthem. It's definitely not.
It's completely different.
Completely different.
The other anthem sounds like a bunch of fat ladies singing it.
Yeah, it does with horns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's
Vikings.
This has definitely been one of those situations where there's not a whole lot more we can say about it, right?
Ghost of Kiev.
Oh yeah, the Ghost of Kiev. We got to talk about that motherfucker. That dude is a beast. Single-handedly shot down 6 Russian planes. 6.
Yep.
He is literally a 21st century ace pilot. What is that, Cody?
This is back to the live stream of
Looks like there's something.
Oh shit! Yep.
There's stuff going on back there.
Yep. There.
You can see tracer rounds going in the back.
Yep. There are tracer rounds going off.
I'm pretty sure that's a missile. Just dropped in.
Oh God.
Damn. This is live stream from Ukraine. Just going through random footage.
This is a live stream like a news channel.
Yeah.
So, because obviously that's not
right.
Yeah, that's not right now.
It's not all current, but this is.
I mean, this is what Russia has done to this country, though.
Right.
Like, none of this is warranted. None of this was necessary.
And as you see, a lot of these are just normal everyday folks. They're not actually, they're like, oh no, we're just targeting military installations. These are not military installations.
Oh, we need to talk Anonymous. Anonymous has declared cyber warfare on Russia.
That's going to be a bad day.
That's going to be a real bad day for Russia. Like,
considering I'm pretty sure Anonymous has got a lot of people in Russia.
Probably, yeah.
Ooh, speaking of people and Russians and stuff, one of the things back to the press conference release thing they did. Did you get to watch that, by the way, or listen to it?
The Biden press conference?
Yeah.
Yes, I watched it live at work.
Okay. Did you?
I think I watched some of it. Is it the one where he was like, whatever?
I mean, he does that on everything. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, because he lost his track of thought. Train of thought again.
Or he was like, anyway.
So, no, I'm more specifically on the Russia side of things. Did you catch where they're... The hell?
No, that's just a helmet.
No, you missed it.
Did you catch where they're, they said that they were going to release the names of all the sanctioned Russian operatives and...
Oligarchs.
All them. Here, it's like, we're going to release your names, we're going to release your family's names, we'll release where you live, where you work, and what you've been doing. We're tired of your shit.
That's what Anonymous said?
No, that's what Biden said.
Oh.
I don't recall him doing that.
I don't recall him that either, yeah.
I'll try to find it.
Let's see. Oh, and Cody, Discord. Go.
Yep.
Thing is, I don't think you're really going to have to convince the Russians this is not a good thing because a lot of them are against this anyway.
Yeah. I just accidentally put it on the start send screen for like 2 seconds. So Anonymous has actually been broadcasting images of the Ukraine war on Russian TV. Like, get fucked.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, all of this is just crazy. The amount of unity that has come from this, as far as even people supporting Ukraine. Now, there is a cringy TikTok that I want to play in a little bit. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Go for it.
I don't know how... All right.
It's like every channel.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one thing that you don't do, you don't get Anonymous involved in shit like this because they will fuck you up. And that's exactly what's happening. That wasn't. I don't think. I don't know, though. Could have been. Yep. I mean, and you wonder why people were marching in the streets in Russia. Right? In St. Petersburg, in Vladimir Putin's hometown. Like, nah, dude, we don't want this.
But see, he don't care.
No, he
That's
doesn't
what I'm saying.
care. Vladimir Putin knows one thing. Power. That's all he cares about.
Right. To me, though, where does this go? Where does this go? Does he give up at some point and just everybody goes back home and we act like it didn't happen?
He's not going to give up.
But I'm saying that's one option that could come out of this. And then we all just go pretend like none of this happened.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's
Or does he give up, go back home, and we hold him accountable for war crimes? Then who goes after him? Who goes to get him? You know?
yeah. So cameraman made a pretty valid point as well. He said, people marching in Russia? You mean the volunteers for the Gulag? Yeah, pretty much, because that's what's going to happen to them.
That's what they're doing to
most
him, yeah,
likely.
probably.
You know, not that we would know, but it's just... What are you,
I'm just pulling up
just random
live,
stuff?
Yeah, live footage, doing what I can.
Yeah. You know, I don't even think this week is appropriate to do, like,
Conspiracy Corner or nothing?
Conspiracy Corner or Financial Corner.
Or comedy at that point.
No.
Like
I mean, we kind of need some laughs at this point, but...
Lonnie said he sent stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at it.
The only thing I got for Conspiracy Corner is I got one here. It says UFO expert accuses NASA of hiding facts after spotting old boot on Mars. Petition demands U.S. government release UFO videos amid changing attitudes. Mysterious
What's
bulging
going on there?
triangle. UFO filmed over city for 2 hours. All right, so back to Ukraine.
All right.
It's like she's like, I don't.
Ooh, cherry cola. My favorite.
I've not partaken in the beverages because I got to take Cody back home.
That's fair.
That's smart. I have partaken in all the beverages.
Because I will be
I don't have a
driving you back
vehicle.
home.
Probe says hopefully his own people deal with him. Yeah, I agree. The problem is that they're probably never going to get close enough to him to deal with him. So...
Because there's still very much a lot of pro-Russian people in Russia.
Well, yeah, it's their country. You know,
But what I'm
it's
saying
just
is
like
there's still a lot
America.
of them, though, that are like, no, F the Ukrainians. They split off from us. Piss on them. Go get them. There's still a lot of those types.
I'm sure there are, but...
Because the night that Putin, put that out there and said, hey, let's go to Ukraine, there was fire. They were shooting fireworks and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So there's still like areas that are very pro-Russian and want that to happen.
Right. Cody, can you... I'm going to see if I can find it. Never mind.
Okay.
I'll try to find it real quick.
I've got this pulled up just in case something pops off. And
Well, that right there does not look live because if they're bracing for another night, see, we're starting to come into their daytime.
what are they, 9 hours in front of us?
I don't know. Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, they're 9 hours in front of us.
About 10 o'clock here is when it starts getting light there.
I'm pretty sure because Ireland is 7 hours up from us, and they're 2 hours in front of Ireland.
Okay, so... I want to share...
It's 5:32 a.m. in Ukraine right now.
Oh, yeah, we're rolling right up on
Dayton.
wartime.
Yep. So before the show goes off at 10:30, we may see something.
Let me see if I can
Got
just
it back
pull
over there
a,
like 10:30. You got to be kidding me.
Cody, I'm sending this to the Discord.
All right.
Yeah, keep the little one up so maybe he'll sleep tonight. Kevin's like, yeah, I'll keep him awake. It's fun.
What is this?
Oh, this is the cringiest thing that has come out of all of this. Period. This is... I sent it to the Discord.
Yeah, I keep seeing these like you'll see why I'm clicking on it. Like I saw that,
Right.
so I was like, oh, okay, it's not that.
That's just a thumbnail.
Right. But it looked like it could have been, so I did.
I thought we were frozen there for a minute because I was yawning and it looked like my mouth was stuck open.
Yeah. So, it's that woman, Cody, the one that I sent.
Yep.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm gonna do the ad thing.
This went viral, and it should have went viral because this is disgusting. This is an attention-seeking actress trying to make it seem like she could have changed all of this.
All right, I'm good when you are.
So, hold on, let me,
Yeah.
This is actress Annalyn McCord, who I don't know a single thing that she's even been in. So that tells you everything that you need to know about this woman. Go ahead, Cody.
Dear President Vladimir Putin, I'm so sorry that I was not your mother. If I was your mother, you would have been so loved, held in the arms of joyous light. Never would the stories plight the world unfurled before our eyes, a pure demise of nations sitting peaceful under a night sky. If I was your mother, the world would have been warm. So much laughter and joy, and nothing would harm. I can't imagine the stain, the soul-stealing pain that the little boy you must have seen and believed, and the formulation of thought quickly
The look
taught
on your face.
that you live in a cruel and unjust world.
Pause it. So, lady, you obviously don't know shit about Russia, first of all. Because Russia takes pride in building men.
Yeah.
Now, Vladimir Putin, as he is an asshole, he's a very manly man.
He rode a bear, I do believe.
I don't know. I thought that was a meme.
I think it may have been, but you know,
like
I've had beverages.
He may have rode a bear, but Ron Paul rode a velociraptor. I saw it on Facebook.
I saw it on Facebook. It's real.
Not only did Rand Paul ride a velociraptor, Abraham Lincoln rode a T-Rex.
And George Washington shot the first minigun.
Correct.
Stay strapped or get clapped. George Washington.
1776. Probably.
Do we have to finish watching this?
Hell no. I mean, kind of want you to because it's
I really don't
cringy
want
and
to.
shit.
Like, that's why I don't want to keep watching it.
But like,
I really don't care what she
first
thinks of
off,
him.
She's not even like attractive to me.
No. Too
And
skinny.
her eyes are too far apart.
She's too skinny. She's like skin and bones, man.
Her eyes are a wee bit far apart for me.
I like her to
And-
jiggle when I tickle her.
And
know what I mean?
also, she is clearly the dumbs.
Oh yeah, she has no idea what anything like. No, she does not know anything about Russians.
So no, she doesn't know anything about anything. And that's the problem with all these celebrities that think they have valuable insight.
Russians are not about raising our children in the light of love. Russians in general are not about that
Vodka.
shit.
First off,
Vodka. That's
most
it.
Russians are probably drunk by noon. Second off,
Hey, I resent that.
so Lonnie says, funny fact, his mother was hailed as being incredibly sweet and nice. So apparently, someone much better than this actress was his mother. Because, you know, the other thing is like, most people in Hollywood are fucking pieces of shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't believe for one second that self-absorbed idiot would have been a good mother to Vladimir Putin.
Oh no. No, he probably would have actually ended up being worse.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah, he probably would have invaded a long time ago.
He probably would have been Hitler.
Could have been. Yes.
You know,
Because he thought he thought he would have been great. Because he always thinks he's great. But no. Get her off the screen. I'm tired of looking at her.
yeah, get her
For the
face.
record, she's not been in anything worth noting.
B-rate movies.
Yeah.
She was probably in like,
To be honest, I just scrolled through her list of stuff that she was an actress in, and the only one that I even remotely know what is she was an actress on the TV series Nip Tuck.
I have seen her before.
Yeah, I've seen her naked.
You haven't seen her naked?
She was naked on Nip Tuck.
Not fully nude.
All right, well,
What?
You don't get to, that was on cable television. They don't do nudity.
I mean, they showed a lot though.
Well,
for
yeah,
Nip
it was
Tuck being
Show about plastic surgery.
they showed a lot.
So, I think I saw explosions in the background on that.
maybe.
In the Novikov,
Novikov.
Kakovka?
The Novikov.
Novikov. Anyway, so
No, it's like it looks like there's
no. It was like a brighter light in the background. It wasn't like a flicker like that. It was a sustained light
very weird.
for a second.
Talking about that lighting over there that
Yeah.
keeps coming on and off. I'm not sure if that's explosions or
bugs.
no. It's I mean
No, it
lightning
lasted
or something.
It lasted too long to be
Like
a
I said,
bug.
it is interesting though because when they first before the invasion, they were showing all these pictures and like everything was lit up,
Yeah.
and now it's not.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens in war.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just,
So
saying.
it's none of this is good for the world, though.
No.
Other than the unifying factor, none of this is good. Now
I would almost tell you to leave us in full screen share. And
that's
just have
that's
this
what I'm
chilling.
on right now. I mean, if there's something that I
If
want,
somebody catches something, we don't see it. Man, point it out.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people were probably watching on their phones. So, Probst says, I think he suffers from psychopathic moments, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he's completely psychotic.
Yeah.
He called the Ukrainian government Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Like, you're the one invading.
You're the one literally trying to take it over because you don't respect anybody. If anybody's a Nazi in this situation, it's going to be you. So, I don't understand how...
So, Cody, Lonnie sent you a funny.
Yeah, it's on Messenger.
Yeah, so at the end...
I've got to pull it and drop it to Discord.
Okay, I was about to say, we'll watch it at the end.
That was what I was talking about earlier. I haven't looked at it. I don't know what it is. But
something about...
I do have a funny past that, and it's the one that we were going to use last week that we thought about after the podcast.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, man. It's all just... This is crazy.
Are you going to make it?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm in... I don't understand. My whole problem with this is that the West is standing by and not doing anything.
Well, it's because we're afraid of getting nuked, man.
But that's the thing. Like...
We didn't used to be.
If you don't do something now, it's going to embolden the wrong people.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's just it. Like, it's like, get nuked now or get nuked later. I mean, because you let it go on, eventually they're going to be like, you know what? We just feel like nuking the West now. They didn't do nothing, but hey, you know what? Piss on it. We're going to do it anyway. At least we can draw some blood first,
Yeah, the alternative is they're either going to say, well, they didn't do anything, so let's nuke them. Or... they're going to say, well, hey, they didn't do anything, so maybe they're not going to do anything if we invade. And then they invade.
Again.
And then we can't nuke ourselves.
Right.
As a libertarian, I don't agree with getting involved in external conflicts, but this conflict is not just about America at this point. This is an entire world-changing thing.
It's also, my view on it is, where does it go from here?
Yeah. At some point, you can be neutral as long as you want to be, but at some point, you have to pick a side.
Yeah, like this is not us, just trying to take out an evil dictator in the Middle East. No. This is us, because like you said, like, okay, he takes Ukraine and he does it successfully, and then all of a sudden he gets bored and he's like, let's see if we can't move a little further, and a little further. It's just like World War II.
The problem with moving further is that unless it's Belarus, all of the other nations are NATO nations. And again, an attack on one is an attack on all.
But that's what I said. Get nuked now or get nuked later.
I mean, it's... For the leader of a nation to sit there and say, you will face consequences like you've never seen before, you just threatened the entire world. That,
to me, is an act of war in itself.
Not only that, but he stood in front of the United Nations and said basically the same thing. Do you really want to fight a country that has nuclear capability? No, we don't. But
he wants an excuse to do it, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
But that's the thing. We don't want to, but we will if it comes to it.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Like, I would be more surprised if this all ended and one had not popped off. At least one had not popped off.
I think that if he stays in Ukraine, there are no nukes. Because Ukraine doesn't have any, and Russia's not going to try to nuke a place that they're trying to take over.
Oh, I'm not talking about Ukraine.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that if this is where it ends, if Ukraine is where all of this stops, I don't think you end up with a nuclear warhead going off.
But if this is where it stops, then if this is where it may stop with Russia. But guess where? Who else is going to do something after that? China. China's going to take Taiwan.
And that's the problem. China is the problem here because Russia largely is harmless, other than the fact that they have nukes. Like, Russia does not want a war with the United States.
Right.
A Russia-China alliance, they're not going to care.
Right.
You know, population-wise, China has us outmanned.
By a lot.
The problem is that China is such an authoritarian communist state. Their civilians are not trained in combat. Their civilians do not have AR-15s or AK-47s. Their civilians are not prepared to fight.
Right.
Now, there is a large percentage of our population that's not prepared to fight, but there are those of us.
There's those of us that are like, finally!
Who not only would rise to the call to defend our homeland, but would do so gladly.
And enjoy it.
And revel in the opportunity. Right? I may not have served in the military, but I am a patriot. And you will not take my homeland without a fight.
I ain't afraid of the two-clap strap. I don't know what that means, but it sounds right.
Stay strapped or get clapped. George Washington, 1776. Probably.
Agreed.
You can't.
We all looking for the excuse, man.
FAFO, my dudes. FAFO.
Yeah, and I agree with Probst. Probst says actually the Chinese government has been brainwashing people to prepare for war. They have been gearing up for it for a long time. And remember, because we talked about how they were trying to get their boys to be more manly.
Right. But that's the thing. Brainwashing people to be willing to fight for their country and having the actual skills and knowledge to
and
fight,
the want to.
Completely different.
That is true. And however, they have been telling them that they need to start stocking up on food and stuff.
I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Now, as far as all of this geopolitical stuff is concerned, America is taking steps to do things to make it so that we're not reliant on Taiwan, on China, on Russia, on any other nation for the stuff that we really have to have. There are foundries being fired up in the United States to create semiconductors, chips, all of that stuff, like all the rare earth minerals that you need to create the products that we rely on. They're creating a capability to do it here.
Right.
The problem is that it takes 3 to 4 years to get one of those foundries up and going. Right? So right now we're still reliant on a lot of these other places. But in the not so distant future, we won't be so reliant on other places. Now, if we had a president that was worth a shit, we wouldn't be reliant on OPEC for gas. We wouldn't be reliant on Russia for gas. We wouldn't be reliant on any other nation because we would have the capability to produce it here at home like we should be. But our president's useless. And he undid every good thing that Trump did on his first week in office because he's an idiot. You know, I don't care what you say. Inflation is a tax on Americans. Period. You may not have raised taxes, but your policies have directly taxed the American people by making it more expensive just to be alive.
That's a good point.
So, you know,
I mean, to further that note, tax is an attack on the American people. Not to deviate from what's going on, but to charge us for goods here, to charge us for what we already own. I mean, I saw a meme the other day, and I think I may have shared it, y'all. I don't know. It said, "Could you imagine if they privatized air and charged people for it? That would be ludicrous, right?"
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Excuse me, guys. I gotta go pay my water bill.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing.
But the thing is, it's like, they have done that with water because there are water purification facilities. There are things that have to be done to a lot of the water to make it drinkable. Right.
How far are we from making it to where the air is, though? I mean,
I don't think you can get to that point without doming every city.
Well, I mean, we are taxing the sun now.
That's true.
We're taxing the sun.
What?
You can't run solar energy.
You can't. Alabama has a solar tax. Do you know that? If you have solar panels, you have to pay a solar tax.
Yeah.
We are taxing the sun.
No, you're taxing a technology, but I get what you're saying, right? So, Chelsea Nordine, I've never seen you in here,
That's
but
probably
welcome.
Chelsea. That's probably one of my people.
Oh yeah, no, but she's right though. In certain states, where is she from? Where are you from, Chelsea? Because in Alabama,
in Alabama,
Chelsea, I'm thinking.
No, in Alabama, collecting rainwater is not illegal.
Oh, really?
No, it's not.
I thought it was.
No. In certain states, it is illegal. In Alabama, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
Because you can actually buy rain barrels at Tractor Supply.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I think Tennessee is one of the states where it's not illegal too.
Most of the South, I thought, is not illegal.
The state as itself does not have it, but individual municipalities within the state do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Oregon and California.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or most of the a lot of the western states, it's illegal to collect rainwater because of the drought. The way they look at it is the runoff is everybody's water.
Right. So, Chelsea, what are your political leanings? Like that is something that I'm genuinely interested in.
I used to work with her.
We welcome all.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And yeah, we always ask the new people that.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is like, even if you are left leaning, like we don't care as long as you're not going to be disrespectful to us. We're not going to be disrespectful to you. We are more than capable of having a civil conversation until the racism or fascism card gets thrown at us, and then you can basically go fuck yourself. Because we're not going to do that. There's no reason. So, I'm genuinely curious what your political leanings are, and you are definitely in a
conservative libertarian. So you're right up our alley.
Hell yeah, you're right here with us.
That's exactly what we consider ourselves, conservative libertarian.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of us were raised Republican, Chelsea.
I mean, I wasn't really my parents weren't really political.
My parents were Republicans.
They were, but
my parents are. So actually,
it's like here's Republican, here's your parents.
So no, not really though. So dad's side of the family is like old school Southern Democrat, which is realistically what Republicans are now.
Right.
But
play nice, Lonnie.
They still kind of lean the more Democratic state, but have the Republican tendencies.
Right.
So I was kind of raised in the middle of it, and was
which is how you ended up being libertarian.
Dumb. Yeah, this is dumb. Let's go libertarian.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I have some left views, like, you know, legalization of weed. I think it should be completely legal.
Oh yeah.
I generally, I don't care what you as a person do, right?
As long as it don't affect me.
That if you love somebody, you love somebody, and if you want to smoke weed, smoke weed. I don't give a shit. But also, taxation is theft, and I want the government as small as humanly possible. So, Cameraman says you guys are the most conservative libertarians, in quotations, I've ever met. Well, yeah, because we are more conservative, right? We have a libertarian mindset on a lot of things, like the abortion issue. If you want to get an abortion, that's not up to me. Like, that is not my place. I can't force my beliefs on you. But I don't agree with it.
Yeah, no, I'm with Probst. Not all taxation is theft.
No. Taxation in which I receive a benefit from the tax is fine. Infrastructure and defense, period. End of discussion. If I'm not receiving a good or service from that tax, it is a theft.
But I also feel like if it's forcefully taken from me, that's theft.
Correct.
Like, now, sales tax, and a sales tax,
I'm willing,
but
I'm
not
willingly
on things I need. Because that's still, I feel like, it's forcefully taken.
I agree with that. And there are states like Indiana where groceries are not taxed.
Yeah, like things I need, like food, and stuff, that should not be taxed. And Alabama is actually entertaining possibly not taxing groceries anymore.
Cameraman made a solid point, which just went right back on y'all.
Right. Well, so cameraman says all forced taxation of a citizen is theft. Corporations are not people and therefore have no rights. Correct. I agree. 100% agree with that. But if I'm going to be taxed, I should receive a benefit from it. We pay for roads via taxes.
Now, that's straight. Yeah, all gun laws are an infringement on the Second Amendment. Agreed.
Yes. Agreed.
And when people say, well, where do you draw the line? Nukes. That's where I draw my line.
Nukes is pretty much where I draw the line, too.
Like if I have the money and capabilities to fly a jet, I should be able to buy a jet.
Correct. If I want to buy an M1 Abrams tank,
I should be able to
be able to purchase an M1 Abrams tank and tell my significant other, hey, my new gun is in the garage. Parked. What do you mean parked? Nothing.
Okay, so Probe says, how about a department that brings in income by fining companies for lying and hurting the public? I feel like I'm still receiving a service for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the EPA. Let's say the EPA. It's almost like a union in a way. It's like it has its good parts, but it also has its bad parts.
So, a libertarian mindset on this is that the market will bear out who is sustainable and who is not, right? You as a consumer should know what the companies you're doing business with are doing to the planet, right? And if you have a problem with that, don't do business with them. Don't buy their products.
But the idea, too, is that some people aren't going to give a single shit, and it's going to be still enough to keep that company open, and they're still going to be doing things that hurt people.
Oh, it's kind of like the Black Lives Matter protesters, right? Like claiming discrimination and racism, yet wearing Nikes made by forced slave labor in China.
Right.
I have some Nikes. I'm not going to lie. I'm wearing Nikes right now. But that was because it was a cheap shoe where I got it.
Well, it was kind of like the, what was it? The work clothes. What is it? Carhartt.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, I'm burning my Carhartt. You're a freaking idiot. Carhartt already got the money for that jacket.
Yeah, Carhartt literally already sold you that. So
yeah, like you're only hurting yourself.
You literally are just being
like you're literally just burning money.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where a lot of these people have issues with, like, for me, Nikes fit better than any other shoe.
Okay.
Which is the only reason I ever bought them. But now, I'm doing my best to find shoes that fit well that are not made by Nike.
Right.
On cloud.
So Probe says, I'm not saying they're. I'm just saying there are lots of needs.
Focus. It's the budget brand of OnCloud.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Hokas are nice too.
Hey, so Probe says, I'm not saying there are a lot. I'm just saying that there are lots of needs for a government. The problem is that we shoulder the responsibility for our problems as a nation on others. This leads to a very bloated government. So I agree. I mean, there is. I feel that's what makes us not anarchists. Like, we still believe there should be government.
Yes, but that government should be small and as
very small,
uninvolved in our lives as humanly possible.
Right.
Cameraman says a government that produces its own money has no need for the money or wealth of the people. It is theft. And I agree. For the most part. Wait, is it daytime in Kiev?
Which is like weird.
Well, I think it depends on the camera. Like, well, the one in the right corner is black and white.
That's true, but that one in the bottom left corner is not.
The top left corner, that's wrong. Because I'm watching a different live stream right now, and
it just flipped over and said it was still live. Like,
that's not Kiev, though.
It says it is.
It's not, though.
That's definitely not.
That's definitely not made in square.
Kiev.
That's a black dude.
That looks like it's in Russia. Look at the colors in the background.
Is that a black dude?
What is that flag flying?
Looks like a Russian flag.
That could. I mean,
I don't really know what's going on.
That's there. Indian. I knew that didn't look like a white dude, and there's very much like 90% probably white people in this part of the world.
So these are all individual channels. I don't have access
Yeah,
to
I would
them.
say the other ones are correct. There is one. There is part of the country that the sun is starting to peak. It's starting to come up. It's still
find a
super
different
early.
source, because that's I took it off the screen share.
I want the live moments channel. That's a better shot than what I got. So yeah, it's the sun's starting to come up there.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's definitely interesting times that we're living through right now.
Definitely interesting.
If we could just not do a World War III, that would be great.
I mean, I'm kind of ready. I've been kind of waiting for this.
I'm kind of ready for it too, but also like I kind of enjoy my life the way it is right now. So like, if we could just
Life is pretty good.
Huh?
I said life is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I have been waiting for this moment my entire life, or at least since junior high.
I think we pretty much all have, but when
like I kind of want to have my Red Dawn moment.
Wolverines.
Like I'm not gonna lie.
Always Wolverines.
And part of me is kind of jealous of the Ukrainians because they're having their Red Dawn moment.
But here's the thing: I don't wish war upon anybody.
No.
That's not something that I want to experience. It's not something I want my daughter to experience. And that's what I worry for, is our children.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, we have been watching this stuff unfold for years. Right? Our children don't pay attention to any of this.
They don't know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on. And I don't want any of them to see what warfare will do to the world.
Right.
So we keep going back to taxation. Here's my thing with taxation. Okay? I think that taxes should be opt-in for everything that is not defense and infrastructure.
So say, and if it's something like, say, I guess police, fire, that's all part of infrastructure, right?
Yes, that would be a public good and service. We all benefit from that, right? So,
and even defending people from,
but here's the
like,
thing.
say a company pollutes a waterway, that's still, I think, in my opinion, infrastructure, because waterways are technically part of our infrastructure.
Mick makes the same point that I made. Nothing to be jealous of. War is awful. Mick is a veteran. Mick has been there.
I know. I don't mean that as in a like, hey man, like I want to blow some shit up. Like it's just kind of one of those, like, I think.
But you have to put yourself in the shoes of people who have been.
Oh,
there,
I know.
Like
I
Mick
know.
and like my boss and all these people that have experienced warfare. Like it's not something that you want.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, see, that's just it. Like, I don't want it because I have a family.
Right.
But if I was single and had no kids or family, if it was just me, I may be on a dang plane over to freaking Ukraine. I mean, you know what I mean?
There are people who would do that, but the majority of people wouldn't. At the end of the day, the majority of the people that we associate with, right, would take up arms to defend our homeland.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And that's the important part. Now, back to taxation. Taxes should be opt-in.
Okay, so and Probe says, what about Parks and Rec privatized?
Yes. You can fund those privately.
Yep.
Easily.
Yeah.
You know, like, the amount of corporations that sponsor things in parks, like this bench is brought to you by
and
Town Homestead, right?
And actually, they do in already. There are some parks that are like that.
Right. And
I know our park, you go to Arab Park and it'll be like this little flower bed area was from this family. This one was from this family.
Whatever family. Yeah.
Or business.
It's like the disc golf course in Arab. Like,
yeah. I've got my
holes are sponsored.
Yeah, my business sponsors hole 12.
Your sponsored hole is my least favorite hole on that course.
That's my most favorite hole.
Dude, it's a straight tunnel shot that's literally like.
But it's the coolest
wide.
looking one, though. You gotta admit, it looks cool.
It's awful. So I mean, at the end of the day, if I want to pay taxes on something, I should be able to. Like, if you want to pay a tax that funds abortions, that's on you, buddy. I don't want my money funding abortions. If you want to pay a tax that funds Medicare or Medicaid, go for it. I'm not going to benefit from Medicare or Medicaid.
See, Probe says, but selling advertising like that negates it being a national space. Do you mean a natural space? And instead becomes a favor to one over others. But no, you got to pay for that. Like you have to, like a company would have to pay for that space. Road Mix says roads should be definitely be privatized. I think it depends.
So,
like I feel like main roads should be part of the infrastructure deal.
I think I think the federal government should continue to fund the interstates, right?
Yeah, because that's actually part of our defense system too.
Well, yeah, it was created as a way to quickly move military equipment from state to state
Right.
and or land planes.
Yeah, and it's good for evacuations.
Right. Well,
that wasn't the intention, but
it's not good for evacuations. I've been on the interstate middle gridlock for hours.
That's true.
Anybody that's been on the interstate knows that it's terrible.
It's terrible for evacuations. You've got better luck on small country roads than you do on interstate.
I mean, that'd probably be my choice is take a country road over a interstate.
But like I get where we're going, right? So it's all of this simply to say I don't believe taxes.
Oh, breaking news. Official Kremlin website is down.
Uh-oh.
Russia getting it. Warn Ukraine dozens wounded, including children, in overnight fighting in Kiev. UN seeks urgent UN Security Council meeting Sunday on Ukraine. I wonder what's going to happen there.
Well, they were already live.
EU's...
Oh, shit. 6 Russian government websites, including Kremlin website, down. After the government of Ukraine has asked for volunteers from the country's hacker underground, 6 Russian government websites, including the Kremlin's official website, are down. The exact reasons for the outages were not immediately clear, but the international hacking group Anonymous claimed that it was attacking the sites. Some Russian government websites continued to be down on Saturday as the country's invasion of Ukraine entered its 3rd day. The websites that are dark notably include the Kremlin and the Ministry of Defense.
Don't you know these hackers are having a field day? It's like, bro, they actually want us to attack governments? Hell yeah. They can freely do it?
Gosislugi, Russia's web portal of state services, went offline on Saturday night as well, with the Russian Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media telling TASS that the site is facing cyber attacks on an unprecedented scale. We are Anonymous, and we are Legion. Anonymous has ongoing operations to keep .ru government websites offline and to push information to the Russian people so they can be free of Putin's state censorship machine, the group said in a tweet. On Friday, the same Russian websites appeared offline for a while, but the Kremlin denied it was being attacked by Anonymous. According to state media, it's the 3rd day in a row Russian websites have been inaccessible, at least for some period of time. Anonymous said it is also working to keep the Ukrainian people online as best we can.
I saw somewhere Elon Musk had given the Ukrainians access to the Starlink stuff.
Yeah. So
the world is with Ukraine for sure.
Yeah, the problem is that it's only in spirit.
Yeah.
Right? Anonymous is a different story. They're actually going in hard on this.
But Anonymous has no border, though. Anonymous exists as a digital entity, not as a country or ethnicity.
Let's see. Oh, so Anonymous has a message to Vladimir Putin. Let's see if we can find it.
Right, I'm not sure what's being said here. I'm going to pull us off of mute for a second. And see.
Ordinary Russians and potentially then pressure on Vladimir Putin. to do something about it. In terms of the measures regarding oligarchs, there's been a lot of focus on this as well. Just a few days ago, a British lawmaker read out a list of more than 30 Russian billionaires with assets and business in the United Kingdom, who she said ought to be sanctioned. These ultra-wealthy Russians, very close to Vladimir Putin.
Not what I thought it was.
Okay, Cody, I'm putting something in the link repository.
Yep.
Just giving you a time. We're coming up on 10:09.
Yep. We're going to be calling it quits for a little while. Or in a little while, I mean.
It is 6:09 Kiev time.
No,
I'm ready when you are.
Ukraine time.
Go ahead.
Greetings, Russian President Vladimir Putin. We have been patiently waiting for you to respond to our most recent request, but we find ourselves growing impatient of your foot dragging. Unfortunately, it seems you have made the option to ignore our presence, and therefore we have decided to dedicate an operation specifically for you. A present of sorts. Do you perhaps remember the time the collective defaced Roskomnadzor's website in 2018, Mr. Putin? Do you remember when you lost to Afghanistan? A database belonging to the Ministry of Defense website was leaked by the anonymous collective. This database contained email addresses and passwords. This information was released on Twitter and it is now public information. Your recent attempt to threaten Finland and Sweden is shameful. You threaten to invade those countries if they join NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. We took down the websites of the Federal Anti-Monopoly Service, Kremlin, Russia Today and many other Russian government-associated websites. Vladimir Putin, is it a coincidence that Anonymous thinks not? We plan to expose what has been hidden for years, with the powers of Anonymous bearing down on you and your corrupt cronies. It's only a matter of time until we uncover the dirt you've been trying to hide from the community you lied your way into leading. From the depths of your closet, no skeleton will be left unturned. We are now asking for you to restore the rights of the Ukrainian people, and resign as an elected official. You have failed to protect those in vulnerable living conditions. You have failed your civic and moral duties as a public official, and you have failed those you purport to govern in your continual lapse of honesty. This is a call out to all other Anonymous. It's time to put Vladimir Putin's proverbial money where his mouth is. Do your research to dig, and leave no stone unturned. Vladimir Putin, we provided you with ample time to remedy our grievances and provided a bevy of options, but you have decided to create a much larger battle. We will never forgive the lies, and although you may have, we will never forget the lives that have been lost under your regime. It is too late to expect us.
All right.
It's because always at the end they're like, expect us, blah, blah, blah. He's like, now they're just like, it's too late to expect us. You have effed up when Anonymous goes off the record.
It's crazy time. I know I've said that a bunch of times.
But it is.
So listen, I'm gonna take a note from you, Justin. Piss off the world. Do what you will. You always say, don't piss off Reddit. Listen.
Don't piss off Anonymous.
You have fucked up worse than pissing off Reddit.
I mean, you can piss off the media. They're a mob. But a mostly harmless mob. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, piss off Anonymous. They will ruin your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what's happening.
Yep.
That was a call out. Like, I've seen a lot of people across the world, across the times, call out a lot of different people. Some of them were full of shit. Some of them were just talking. Usually, when Anonymous gets involved and they go to that extent,
Yeah.
you fucked up. You should probably heed the warning.
Yeah, Lonnie said the only downside to this is Russia could take this as an attack from the U.S. and attack as a result. Not saying it will happen, but there is a chance. So the problem is that Anonymous is, well, anonymous.
Right.
And they're not
But-
linked to the American government.
Right, but Putin being Putin
Doesn't give a shit.
right, like if he sees an attack, he's just going to blame America.
But that's the thing.
whether
like,
it's America or not.
His state censorship media is already saying that, no, everything is fine. All fine. Everything hunky-dory. When we all know that that's not the case. We all know that Anonymous has announced cyber warfare on Russia. Like, that's just how it is. So, I just, it's... There's not much else to say about it.
I just saw somebody call him Poopton. Vladimir Poopton.
Oh, shit.
What?
Even? Hold on. Former Miss Grand Ukraine joins the fight against
Yeah,
Russian
I don't know
invasion.
about that.
She's literally got a rifle in her hand.
Yeah, but she looks really clean.
Well, I mean, she's a good-looking woman.
Okay, so here's the thing. While I stand with Ukraine, they probably have their own share of what do you call it? Propaganda to boost the morale of the country. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
I highly doubt she's out there.
So she posted, Anastasia Lena, Ukraine's 2015 representative in the Miss Grand International Beauty Contest, has answered the call to defend her home, according to her Instagram account. She posted something that said, "Everyone who crosses the Ukrainian border with the intent to invade will be killed." And then she joked in another post that our army is fighting in such a way that NATO should apply for entry into Ukraine. She also shared a photo to her 75,000 followers showing soldiers walking with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, whom she called a true and strong leader, and I agree. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, if she's actually,
I'm very doubtful, man. I really am. I think it's part of their pro defense propaganda, which I understand. Like, I'm not blaming them for that.
the photo that I saw was actually an airsoft pistol or airsoft rifle.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm doubtful.
But I mean, if she's putting her money where her mouth is, then
Oh, hold on. Just saw something.
what did you see?
Give me 1 second. It was pretty legit. I'm letting it go. Let's see. It was something involving. Okay, so UK. This is not it, but UK says Russian forces limiting social media access for own people to conceal details about Ukraine.
Yeah, of course they are.
Ukraine to
Yep.
disconnect its power grid from Belarus network. Oh, come on, come back. I saw it was on like the little scrolly thing down at the bottom. Come on.
So, most of the more than 150,000 Russian troops who had massed around Ukraine are now fighting in
hold
the
up.
country.
Here's one. Russia seeks explanation from France over seized ship. France will be the first one to get it.
That would be a grave mistake.
So, Russian forces have killed at least 198 people, including 3 children, and 1,115 people, including 33 children, have been wounded, according to the Ukrainian National Guard, and a UN official said more than 150,000 Ukrainian refugees have fled.
All right, here it is. They come back up. Okay. Anonymous bomb threats made about Moscow train stations and airports. Sounds like the Russian people getting pissed off.
Sounds like it. So, an hour ago, North Korea made what appears to be its first official comment on the Ukraine war, publishing a statement that blamed it on the United States' high-handedness and arbitrariness and disregard of the legitimate demand of Russia for its security. Gone are the days when the U.S. used to reign supreme. Ri Ji-song, a government analyst, said in the statement, which was posted Saturday on the website of North Korea's foreign ministry, Russia is one of North Korea's few powerful friends. Let's see. The Chinese ambassador to Ukraine, Fan Zhirong, appeared in a video on Sunday to rebut rumors that he had fled Kiev and to urge Chinese nationals in the country to shelter at home. China has refrained from advising its citizens to evacuate the country, as some other governments have done, and Mr. Fan acknowledged that the difficulties of arranging safe passage. He also called on Chinese nationals to be friendly towards Ukrainian and not to provoke them. China's policy towards Ukraine has always been friendly, he said. Beijing has struggled to maintain a balancing act of the crisis, and has declined to call Russia or the Russian attack an invasion. Yeah, of course they have, because they don't care.
It's getting real. It's getting real.
Let's see. Four South Korean citizens escaped from Ukraine on Saturday with the help of the South Korean embassy in its neighboring Romania. 19 more are on their way. Yeah, the Russian police are shoving people onto buses to get them off the streets in St. Petersburg and New Delhi. There was literally a Russian protester that had a sign that said Hitler or Putin equals Hitler. And yeah, I mean, the Russian people do not want this.
No.
At all. Oh.
You got something over there?
Not really. There's a Ukrainian soldier carrying a javelin missile launcher that says, "Let me introduce you. This is the fucking general." Die, you fucking animals. Oh my god.
They have that written on the missile?
No, it's the translation of what he's saying.
Oh.
You have a way to share that over to Discord and I'll pull it?
We're almost out of time anyway.
Oh my god. Okay, so he says, the soldier says, "I fucking promise you, after this fucking war, I will never fucking speak Russian again." Like, the Ukrainians are not fucking around.
No.
Giga Chad. Pull up what Lonnie sent to the Discord. Video that surfaced today shows a Ukrainian soldier in high spirits offering his Russian opponent's safety and security before making it abundantly clear that the Ukraine intends to win this war.
Специально запишу по-русски.
Are you full screen?
We are now. If we weren't.
Специально запишу по-русски, чтобы было, блядь, понятнее. Шо, ребята, как дела? Шо, тиха украинская ночь, да, как говорил великий украинский писатель Гоголь? Все ли у вас хорошо, ребятки? Нравятся ли вам наши байрактары? Как вы думаете, что это над вами сейчас летает? Как вы думаете, что это шуршит в кустах, пацаны? Какие у вас есть мысли по этому поводу? Что бы это могло быть, блядь? Ребятки, он пиздец. Вы сейчас остановились. У нас все хорошо. Мы подтягиваем резервы. У нас есть авиация. У нас есть танки. У нас есть все. Вам жопа, парни. Давайте так. Сдавайтесь нахуй в плен. Пока есть такая возможность. Многие ваши уже выбрали этот путь. Он не самый херовый на самом деле. Мы с пленными... Возможно, это ошибка, но мы к пленным относимся довольно хорошо. Поэтому сейчас вы стали, а дальше мы начнем вас гонять. И делать мы это будем прямо сейчас. Поэтому используйте свой последний шанс.
I freaking love Ukrainians, man.
Bro, I'm not going to lie.
These Ukrainians make me...
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with Ukraine 100%.
These Ukrainians, man. Freaking love them. However, we are minutes away from the end of the show.
I think that given the situation, a funny is in order.
A funny is in order.
One is in order. And
we have two funnies, right?
Well, let's just do one funny.
You know what? We're just going to run Lonnie's. I don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what it is. If it's funny,
That's
it's
true.
funny, and funny wins.
However, I do have a question. Since all we did was play it earlier and we didn't screen share it, so all we could do was talk about it, are you against playing the Ukraine national anthem again on full screen so that our guests can read it?
Not at all.
Hey, wait, hold on. Instead of our outro,
That's what we do.
That's what
yeah,
we'll
that's
do.
what we're going to do tonight.
Okay.
That's what we'll run it as the outro. I'm good with that. All right, let's find out what this funny is.
Cameraman,
it was the interview.
we're on a time frame here.
Go up. No, go up. That's not it.
Oh, that is it.
I mean, now that
Oh, wait,
Ukrainian
this is the
soldier was
funny.
pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, it's the interview with the Ukrainian soldier, yeah.
Hold on.
Or interview with a Russian soldier or whatever.
All right. So
We're good.
presented to us by Lonnie.
Lonnie!
Here is the funny.
This is DNN, Donut News Network. I'm Angry Cops, AC for short, and today we bring you breaking news out of Ukraine, where the Russian military has begun an invasion on this ex-Soviet state. We have a Russian military member here to talk with us today about the invasion of Ukraine. Sir, are you there? I'm here. Can you tell us why the Russian military has invaded a sovereign nation like Ukraine? Invasion? This is no invasion. We all think that this is big training exercise. You're telling me that you thought that this entire invasion was just a military exercise? Nah, of course this is training. We fly into place, we don't know where we land. Our paratroopers are 5,000 feet up in air, slowly floating down. Easy sniper target in real wartime environment. In training, not so bad. You know, if they have good sniper, all those guys go down. You run out of bullets before the bodies stop falling. It's not like we fucked that up on purpose. Do you think we would be that dumb in war? Maybe. Plus, we always have rockets and explosions in all of our, training events. You know, we go large division exercise, 2-3 people die all the time from rocket going off, airplane crash, get missile struck. Train as you fight, and we kill lots of ourselves when we fight. So we kill a lot of ourselves when we train. This training in different country when we don't ask to do. This normal training. Ask Georgia. In fact, I was one of paratroopers to fall into airport in Kiev. Wouldn't the Russian military be afraid of being shot down? No, I'm not afraid of being shut down. The Ukrainian civilians do not know that you have to aim football field in front of fast-moving aircraft in order to strike it with small arms fire. Oh, shit. Speaking of shooting down aircraft, what are the Russian thoughts on this legendary Ghost of Kiev, a Ukrainian pilot that has already shot down 6 Russian aircraft, making him an ace, literally in one day? Don't be serious. You think that we are afraid of some fake legend and plane flying over a plane? Suka! False alarm. Okay, it's okay. False alarm. He was bird in the sky. It's okay. Radar's off. Where were we? We're also getting reports that Russian military have taken over the nuclear site Chernobyl. Could you inform us as to why that is? Why is Russia going and securing Chernobyl for all nuclear waste? It is big deal here. Ukraine has done such poor job, decade after decade of have Chernobyl there, and yet no superheroes? Huh? No superheroes on Ukraine? No flying man, no Spider-Man? There's no electric eel that gets in ooze? No Ninja Turtles? Russia will make superhero. We already have young men volunteering to touch and eat and consume green nuclear waste liquid so that they can gain powers. They already glow at night. Not very good for night operations, but yet they glow. Superhero powers are next. And then, of course, after human testing, we go and make Ninja Turtles. Donatello, Raphael, all these other Ninja Turtles. Ukraine has not made them. Russia will make the Ninja Turtles. Russia is willing to sacrifice many Ukrainians to make superheroes. This is fair, huh? We sacrifice all of our men all the time. Least we can do is make Ukraine sacrifice for us again. It's science. This is how science is in Russia. We also have a video coming in. Can we shoot this to him? Of a Russian tank intentionally running over a civilian vehicle that looks to be like it's trying to flee the area. Women drivers, am I right? Whatever. The road is theirs. They take left. They want to go left. You cannot help. Okay, but seriously, this is for public safety of Ukraine. After a certain age, old people are more dangerous behind wheels. So what you see here is good community policing by Russian soldiers to safely safeguard all of Ukrainians from crazy old woman driver. This is very good. Proud community work like this is how we will gain hearts and minds in Ukraine.
Excuse me, you're Russian soldier?
Hold on.
You're a Russian
No, I'm
soldier?
Russian soldier, yes.
Fuck you. Fuck
What?
you, piece of shit.
Oh.
Will you come to my country? You get the fuck out
You
of my
see
country,
this?
you piece of shit. Huh? How about you carry
Who's it?
sunflower seeds in your pocket so when you fall to the ground in my Ukraine, at least flowers will grow from your dead corpse. Fuck you, piece
It's
of
actually
shit.
based on a true story, by the way.
You communist fuck.
Do you see? Do you see why we run them over in tank? Huh? Balls on these women. Suka, bled. And on that note, hold your babushkas and keep them safe. Glory to Ukraine. I'll see you next time, weirdos. Da? Snake Island. Who would want to be securing a place called Snake Island? Radio the island and tell them that we will blow them up if they don't surrender. They said what? What can I say? Oh, shit. No. See, it's the last cigarette before my ration. Okay. Dog hair, still good. I save cigarette. We know less.
Oh
Oh, that's good. Said what?
They said what?
What?
Okay, Ukrainian national anthem, because we are overtime now.
I'm Joe.
I'm Justin.
I'm Cody.
Tally ho, lads.
Tally ho, Ukraine.
Oh yeah,
Tally
glory
ho,
to Ukraine.